Hello students, welcome to Financial Accounting Lectures here. So let us recap of our previous classes. So in the previous classes we are learning regarding branch office, head office details. So we are going to learn dependent branch account. So I hope you can recall. So here, head office will send the goods to branch office for making sales, and branch office will return the sales proceedings to head office. So here, we are going to learn how we are going to prepare the books of accounts under head office, how to record the branch details in head office. So hope you remember the accounting system, three major accounting system for dependent branch account. First one is debtor system, second one invoice price method, and the third one stock and debtor system. I hope you can recall the debtor system. So we have completed the debtor system wherein which we have prepared two major ledger accounts, branch account and memorandum debtors account. ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಡೆಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಶನ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿರುವಂಥ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಮೊರಾಂಡಮ್ ಡೆಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಸೊ ಹಿಯರ್ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಗೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಮೆಥಡ್, ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಂಗ್ method for dependent branch. So here the goods sent by the head office to branch office at price higher than the cost price called invoice price. I hope you remember until the previous problem we have seen that the goods sent by head office to branch office at cost price. But here it will be at price higher than the cost price. ಸೊ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಗಿಂತ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಈ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದ ಪ್ರೈಸ್, ಇದನ್ನ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ 100 rupees, but head office will send the goods to rupees 125. The remaining 25 rupees represents profit. So until now we have seen the problems wherein which the head office send the goods at cost of rupees 100. ಅದರ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಏನಿರ್ತದೆ ಸೇಮ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಬಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಗೆ ಕಳಿಸೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಗೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ಗಳನ್ನು ಕಳಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಲೋಡೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್. ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ ಚಾರ್ಜಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ. ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಲೋಡೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್. Branches are not required to sell below the invoice price. The branch office will not be aware of the cost of it. So they comes to know only the invoice price. So for that reason, they cannot sell the goods below this invoice price. They cannot sell the goods below 125 rupees. Goods into branch and the goods returned by the branch will be in the invoice price. If the goods into branch is invoice price, so both the things will be in invoice prices only. And you should also remember the reasons for this invoice price is the first one, to have better control over the branch. The branch will not be aware of the cost price. So there will not be a shown regarding the profits. So head office can hide the information regarding the profit per unit of product sold. So that is the intention behind this invoice price method. So of course, what are the adjusting entries for this invoice price? So if the problem is under invoice price, you should remember that you should adjust the invoice price. So how to adjust this invoice price? So you should remember that you have to remove the loading charges. ಅದರ ಆಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. 100 rupees ಇರುವಂಥ ಕಾಸ್ಟನ್ನು 125 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೆಡ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬುಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದನ್ನು ಆಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಗೆ ನಾವು ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆಕ್ಚುಲ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಗೆ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಶುಡ್ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ದ ಇನ್ವಾಯ್ಸ್. So the first thing, for removal of loading charges in opening stock. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ಸ್ ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಉಂಟು, ಆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಟಾಕ್ಸ್ ಮತ್ತು ಗೂಡ್ಸ್ನ ಎಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಇರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ಬದಲು ಹೈಯರ್ ಪ್ರೈಸಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವಂಥ ಇನ್ಫ್ಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ದ ಗ್ಯಾಪ್. 125 rupees ಅಂತ ಏನು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಪುನಃ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ 100 rupeesಗೆ ರೆಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. So for that, the first thing or the first adjusting treatment is for opening stock. So here, stock reserve account debits to branch account. So the loading charges on the opening stock will be transferred to stock reserve account. Then now stock reserves account get transferred. The opening stock loading charges will be transferred to stock reserve account. So the entry is stock reserves account debits to branch account. And the second one, for removal of loading in goods sent to branch. So here the first one is opening stock and the second one goods sent to branch. So here the entry is goods sent to branch account debit to branch account. The loading charges will be cancelled directly. We are not going to prepare a separate reserves. So here the entries will be the direct entry with the same name. Goods sent to branch account debits to branch account. And the third one, for goods returned by the branch. Again, we are not going to prepare a separate reserve account. We are going to cancel it directly. So here, branch account debits to goods sent to branch account. The reverse entry we are going to prepare. And the last one, for the loading charges on the closing stock, here branch account debits to stock reserves. Here, you should know that on the opening stock, the loading charges will be transferred to stock reserve account, and for the closing stock, the loading charges will be transferred to stock reserves. And rest of the two entries, goods sent to branch and goods returned by branch, will be cancelled by the. So let us see how it will appear in the branch account. So I hope you remember the format of branch account. We are going to write the opening stock here, sent to branch, and here for expenses, and here the sales proceeds, which is sent by the branch head office, and goods returned by the branch, and the closing balances. So here we have to incorporate these four adjusting entries to branch account. So here you can identify, here we have a branch account debit entry, branch account branch account credit entry. So here credit, here debit, and here debit. So these four entries that we should accommodate in the branch account. So let us see how we can accommodate here. So the first thing, the loading charges on the opening stock. So for this, again we should cancel the loading charges on opening stock. I hope you remember here, the entry is stock reserves account debits to branch. So I should pass an entry here. Yes. So here the entry for opening stock is stock reserves account debits to branch account. So branch account credit side, I have to pass one more entry by stock reserves account. So I should cancel the loading charges. So whatever the balances, loading charges of the opening stock, that I should record here. And the second thing, goods sent to branch account. So here again I have an entry, goods sent to branch account debits to branch account. Again on the branch account credit side, the entry is by goods sent to branch account. Here I should record the loading charges, the profit details of goods into branch. So that I should record here. And the third one is goods returned by the branch to head office. So here we have written here. So let us see the entry here. For goods returned by branch, the entry is branch account debits two goods into branch. So branch account debit side to goods sent to branch account. Goods sent to branch account. So of course the loading charges on this I have to record here. And the fourth one, see here, for removal of loading charges and closing stock, branch account debit to stock reserves account. So I should write here branch account debit. So I'll write on the debit side to stock reserves account. So I should write the loading charges. So simply know that opening stock we used to record on the debit side and the loading charges on this will be recorded on the credit side. So the loading charges will be gets cancelled and goods into branch account will be recorded on the debit side and the loading charges on this will be recorded on the credit side. So it will get cancelled. So returned by branch will be recorded on the credit side. Loading charges on this will be recorded on the debit side. So it will get cancelled. The branch stock is recorded on the credit side, closing stock. So loading charges on this is recorded on here, debit side. The loading charges will get cancelled. So like this, so we have to cancel the loading charges in a branch account if the goods are sent to branch at invoice price. So hope you understood the method and here the question is how to find out the loading charges here. So of course we need to cancel the amount, but how to find out the loading charges on either in the opening stock or in the closing stock or in send or goods return. So this we are going to learn in this program. So let us see. So from the following information related to Sringeri branch of Mangalore head office, prepare branch account in the books of head office. Of course, until this point everything is same as our previous case. But here, when goods are supplied at cost plus 25%. So until now, we have considered the problem when goods are supplied at cost price. But here, cost plus 25%. So remember, it indicates that the goods are supplied to branch at invoice price. So it's invoice price. 100 plus 25%. So total 125% is that is a invoice price. So let us see the opening stock which is at invoice price 1 lakh, sent to branch invoice price at 2 lakh, goods returned by branch 4,000, closing stock 1 lakh 30,000. So on these things we should find out the loading charges for this particular problem. So let us see how we can prepare. So here you should prepare a separate note or invoice price method that is finding loading charges. It's very simple and I hope you can are able to understand. But you should be little careful. See here, I have recorded this 25. Delete and do. So they have given cost plus 25%. So here I should record the profit on loading charges is 25 and here cost is 100 because if the cost is 100 rupees our profit will be 25. So the total price is 125. So they have given cost plus 25%. So cost will consider as 100 and profit will be 25 rupees. So our price will be 125. So after this, so I need to consider the things. See, So it is the normal thing that you know cost plus profit equals to price. So I have considered this 25% on cost price of 100 rupees. So my total price is 125. So I should record the opening stock. So invoice price of opening stock is 1 lakh. So I should 1 lakh rupees is the invoice price. So here I should check what is the cost price and what is the profit. I'll record all the things here. 2 lakh, 4,000 and 1 lakh 30,000. Goods into branch is 2 lakh. Goods returned is 4,000 and closing stock is 1 lakh 30,000. If it is the case, I should find out the profit in each case and cost price in each case. So let us see how we can do. So as far as opening stock, right here, see here, 1 lakh rupees is equivalent to 125. So I'll write 1 lakh divided by 125. I should know the balance for 100%. If 1 lakh is equal to 125, how much it will be for 100? So 1 lakh divided by 125 into 100. Can you calculate it now? So it is 80,000. So here price is 1 lakh. It's here. Yes. So 1 lakh in divided by 125 into 100, it's 80,000. So in 1 lakh, cost price is 80,000 and we should find out the profit. So you can easily find out here 1 lakh minus 80,000, so 20,000 is our profit. Right here also it's 80,000. Then for the second thing, goods into branch. Again, we should repeat the same thing for goods into branch. So as far as goods into branch, invoice price is 2 lakh divided by it's 125. It's equivalent to 125. We should find out how much it will cost for 100. So 2 lakh divided by 125 into 100. So it is 1 lakh 60,000. I'll write the same thing here. 1 lakh 60,000. So you can easily find out 2 lakh minus 1 lakh 60,000. 40,000 is what profit. So again, for goods into branch. So here, the invoice price of goods returned by branch is 4,000. So this 4,000 is equal to 125 and we require to know the balance for. So 4,000 divided by 125 into 100. Can you tell me how much it is? So it is, yes, 4,000 divided by 125 into 100. So it's 3,200. So I'll record here 3,200 is the cost price and the difference is the profit. 4,000 minus 3,200, 800 rupees is the profit. And for the last one, so you should find out 1,30,000 rupees is the closing stock, out of which you should find out the loading charges as well as the cost price. I hope you will be able to do this. If you have doubts, you can ask. So after finding these loading charges, you should record these profit details. So for the adjusting entries, you should record this profit details. So in the next class, we can find out how we can do the problem with this invoice price and how we can prepare branch account to with invoice price. So, for the summary that we have learned invoice system, what is the meaning of invoice system, how they will charge the goods. And the second one, calculation of loading charges. How to calculate this? How to extract the loading charges from cost price. Thank you for watching. Take care and happy learning. So in the next class, we are going to learn the extended version of this invoice price method, the complete problem of this invoice price. Thank you.